Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. This is just a quick update on some additional details for Crimson Desert, and we are talking here about wishlists, microtransactions, multiplayer and potential DLCs. First of all, apologies for my voice. As you can hear, I'm currently sick, which is also the reason I've decided to do the monthly live stream probably next week. Hopefully it'll be all fine until then, and if not, I'll definitely keep you posted on the channel. But back to the topic, and that is, first and foremost, the number of wishlists for the game has exceeded 2 million, as you can see on the screen. That's clearly showing us that many players are really looking forward to the game and can't wait to play it. I've noticed also some of you commented on the previous vid that you've pre-ordered, and I can't say I'm surprised considering how cool the game looks so far. Now, we already know not to expect this to be an RPG in the sense of having dialogues with heavy decisions in the game that would influence its outcome, for example. Will Powers has also clearly stated in one of his replies on X when people pointed out that many creators call the game still an RPG. It's not my place to dictate someone else's experience. If because of good amount of RPG elements in the game they want to call it an RPG, sure. However, the game is very complex as it is and has a vast array of features that will certainly allow you to experience multiple playthroughs with various playstyles, as I've already discussed in my previous vid. So I believe if people go in with the right expectations, then they should have a great experience. What is important to highlight, and it made the rounds in the media too, is that there are no microtransactions at the release of the game. You can see one example from Insider Gaming on the screen. That is also something that Will has highlighted, but he did point out specifically one little detail in a post on X, which says at launch. And that one is important as it's connected to an earnings call that Pearl Abyss had, where depending on the market demand, meaning when the game is successful and there's an interest in it from the gaming community, the studio could expand the game with multiplayer and DLCs later on. Now, combining all this information makes it clear that no, the single-player game will not have any microtransactions in it. You pay once for your game and you get the full experience. But that doesn't mean that later on there cannot be a DLC for the game, for example, that you'll have to pay for. Which is nothing unusual, and we've seen that 100 times before with other games as well. Or that we will have then the option to switch to multiplayer. Maybe for some additional quests? It's a question mark here from my side. Then within this multiplayer mode there technically could be some in-game shop? Who knows, it's just speculation at this point, but again, this should not impact the single-player game, its pricing or the existing features which were already extensively introduced. I'd rather see it as something additional on top, if the demand for it is even there, as Pearl Abyss has stated. For now it's clear that this will all depend, as I've said, on the game's success. What is also an interesting information is that part about the development of their in-house engine, the BlackSpace Engine, the reason why the development of Crimson Desert took so many years is that they were at the same time also finalizing the development of said engine. As per the studio's own words, we believe that we will have a great reduction in the development time of different projects. In addition, through the development of Crimson Desert, we have now accumulated significant internal experience and know-how regarding console. So from my perspective, those are all good news about Crimson Desert and the possible future plans of Pearl Abyss, but let me know in the comments if you have any doubts or if there's some information you are still missing before the game's release. For now, thank you very much for watching, stay tuned and game on!